Somebody's like harassing me like this here.
You stand up, drive it in, go for the chin.
What would you do now? I've seen you that you stare at my girlfriend's ass in the club and then I'm coming like this. What up, martial artists? Today we are here with civil couple. If we are on the street, then we don't have time to do something fancy. We don't have time to do fancy moves. Then it needs to be quick, it needs to be effective, and most of the time what you see in the internet is a little bit too exaggerated. So, for example, I had some experience in the security business. I worked there for a couple of years, and once I had a scenario, somebody packed me from the front, so like this here. This is already pretty damn close and it feels uncomfortable because I'm stepping here in this distance. So this is like, it's almost kissing distance, and for sure it's punching distance. So what we can do, if somebody comes and grabs me like this, we can go here, up, and then directly in the face. This also works if, for example, we are out on a party and you happen to have stared at somebody's girlfriend's ass and he comes like this. Yeah, exactly. Come here. Bam. Pretty quick. What you're gonna do is here, cross, and then directly into the face. Once again, bam, bam. Now, when we have done this, we have now two opportunities because I went into his face, I exaggerated the situation. Now it's time to either run or to fight. I would advise, if you do this, you run. Because most of the times the other one is not alone. So what is gonna happen is, because I attacked him first in this distance here, in this like touching distance, the face is always pretty dangerous because the eyes are here, we breathe here out of the mouth. That's always something pretty dangerous. I exaggerated the situation, I went here. Now I have some time to prepare for a fight or I run away. A pretty similar technique also works if somebody's just coming like this here. I'm sure you have seen or you have experienced this situation. Come at me, bam, bam. Easy, bam. The same. You come here, on the outside it doesn't need much because you need just to make it off the center line and then directly to the head. Now I have the time again because this is like a shock movement. When I worked in security, what we did was a shock punch and then we went for something like this. Then we went for grabs, we went for locks that we could execute the person.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
That we could then take care of the people. So this is also like a shock punch here. Now I can run because he's a little bit in diffusion, or I can go bam, bam, bam. I can follow up with some stuff. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think it actually is a really good start on everything because number one, you are changing their attack. Their mindset is on the initial attack or their initial advance. So already you've broken their rhythm for what they expect is going to happen.
Yes.
And even in just touching the shoulders, when they're thinking they're gonna push you back or move you, you've cleared that and it doesn't exactly push away at that point. They're still kind of close at this point and their hands have basically done nothing. So moving towards the face is an excellent way of controlling the person because most people that are not trained in martial arts will follow their eyes. And this is something that we see when we do like headlock techniques or anything like that. If somebody has just forward pressure towards us and we start turning their head, they start following where their eyes go. And this gives you a certain amount of control over the person. Now, this doesn't mean that they may not have training in martial arts. They may be able to handle something coming up into their face. So again, like you mentioned, being able to make the decision either to run away or to continue from there is excellent. And I would say even from that point, drawing anything upward when it's up towards the face, regardless of if you manage to get a nice strike here, even if you just get the hands up, you can now transition into something else like a takedown, or you can grab and throw in for a knee, or just start striking the body if you need to, because everything's upward, and what happens is we have a reactionary movement. So if I'm pushing you, you block out to the sides, and then you move in and push towards my face. Even if I try to defend at this point, I'm gonna try to pick my hands up now, and this allows more openings to the body. for you to follow up.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice setup in that.
Somebody's like harassing
So
like this here.
you stand up, drive it in, go for the chin.
Okay, what would you then in a situation when I push you like this, when you are harassed like this?
So, I mean, one of the things that's gonna follow is, again, bringing these hands up is really important because if I just leave my hands here, you have room to attack over the top and it's just not gonna work out for me that way. So the hands need to come up. Whether I wanna try to bring an elbow up with it is one thing. We are close enough for that, but I really have to expect this attack to come in. So even though it does work, it depends on the range as well. So if I know you're coming in for this, the one most important thing I want to do is get my footing again so that I'm not going to get pushed over. I at least have some structure. And I think actually to mention with that is when you push, I don't have to worry about just holding my ground right here. It doesn't matter as long as I keep good body posture, even if I have to take a step back or two at this point just to take the push, because you never know how hard somebody's going to push.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, that's going back to something that you already did when they came in for the push, having the hands come up. Now from here, depending on what you want to do, how much you feel in danger, you can definitely come through straight like with a punch to the throat, going through right there, just bringing one single hand up. Both is good, but even just keeping one hand up and then having the other hand at the ready to maybe even come over and just try to trap this arm so that you have a little bit more of a chance. I start moving in on this one, they may start pulling back. So as they're coming back, I want to have something ready to move in as well. And depending on who's around, how much balance you have, throw a kick. If not, just throw a punch. So,
Just throw something.
Yeah. If you want to go into really traditional terms, once this comes in, we could do a double outward block or like a double anchor hand right here, and then coming back through with a palm to the face, going through with the arrow fist right underneath to the throat, or dropping down with a drilling punch to the solar plexus. And again, that'd be like that shocking punch that you mentioned. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Don't you think it's a little exaggerated when it's just like we're here
Yeah.
and then you directly come with the elbow?
Yeah. No, definitely. That takes it to a completely different level. It depends, like, when somebody's pushing you, it's dependent on the situation. You're reading that situation itself. So this is some point where maybe if you're just a random stranger and you're pushing me, obviously I'm ready to strike because I have no idea what you're going to be doing. If we were talking earlier and, you know, say we're out at a bar or something and we're talking earlier and somehow we get in an argument, I have an idea of what your intentions might be. But if this is something where you're somebody I've seen around, maybe you're emotionally disturbed or drunk or in a different state of mind, then maybe I don't have to go into such a violent reaction to this. And I could go into something where just neutralize and move back. So even as the simplest thing of if the push comes in and the shove comes in here, just pushing back, just simply just getting that distance from there, neutralize and then get them to step back a little bit, tell them you don't want any problems, and then, you know, work with it from there.
Pretty interesting. Also, when I think back to my time at security, you were not allowed to strike first because
Yeah.
you have the
It's
legal-
not self-defense that way.
Yeah, it's not self-defense because you escalated the situation. So when I'm pushing him and then he directly follows, he's going to have the problem in court.
Correct.
And that's also that's something that you need to be sure that you are taking into account when talking about self-defense. It's not always like fans.
Yeah.
It's also what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah, and it really comes down to if you feel like your life is being threatened and how you can prove that. Because, you know, I could feel like, oh yeah, he's angry and he might hurt me, but it may not be to life threatening, and I just go and punch him in the face right away. I'm the one now who's the aggressor. He can actually now claim self-defense and try to fight back.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then it's coming back to money, and that really can cost a fortune, and we don't want that. So think twice before you punch. What would you do now? I've seen you that you stare at my girlfriend's ass in the club, and then I'm coming like this here. What the fuck have you been doing?
This is
Like
this is where, again, you want to neutralize the push itself, because I can't get a good punch in if I'm off balance. I can't try to grab or try to do anything if I'm off balance. So the first line of defense is going to be that same side arm, raising this up when that comes in, just getting that offline. You have a couple options though from here, depending on what you want to do next. Honestly, if we want to get into a striking game, I need to be paying attention to this hand because typically what's going to follow is a punch from this side. So it is important to have this hand at the ready, and depending on if that hand is coming in or not, I can either move with my front hand, just going in straight to the face here, or if this punch is starting to come in, I can get this hand up to cover and then now finish up with depending on what I want to do. If you want to go into classic, if you want to go into this very stylistic, if he's pushing right here and he comes in with the other punch, I want to control that and then come back over the top. Nice overhand hook. If the hand still stays up high, or if he's pushing, he's just going to try to grab whatever is going to happen after that. This hand stays up high. Now I want to attack down low here, but I want to make sure I at least have something in the way. And one of the things you also have to watch out for is this may start as a push, but he may keep his hand here as a grab to try to pull me back in for that punch. So again, when just the grab itself, if he's starting to pull in and I'm at least able to get his arm to rotate here a little bit elbow up, I at least have a better chance of diffusing that pull. One thing I have to watch out for is he can try to start jamming in a punch from here, but even if he's starting to do that, it's not gonna have that much power, and if I turn a little bit more into it, it's gonna start bringing it off to the side a little bit. So even if it does connect, it's not gonna have that full force here. And then again, like being up in this position here, whatever's up high, down low is gonna be open, so I wanna just start trying to attack down low while staying protected, watching out for that other hand. And again, as long as I can get a wall here in the way, I don't need to worry about like a parry. I probably won't be able to slip or bob or weave here. So as the punch is coming in, I just want to try to tighten up this guard so at least I have some protection in front of my head. I want to cover that.
It's always important with self-defense because when shit hits the fan, then it's escalated. And then it's better to have just something between your face and my, like whatever areas that I'm protecting. It's always better. Just the hand having here on the face is better than the punch with the knuckles directly to the face, because when you're not wearing boxing gloves, then even a soft punch is really gonna hurt, because then we're talking bones to bones.
Oh yeah, knuckles cut. You can cut the skin.
So when you talk about self-defense, it's always important that you first like protect yourself and also think about legal terms. That's because self-defense is a legal term. And when we're not talking about legal terms, then we're talking about combat sports. And if you want to see how real authentic Hungar Kungfu looks in sparring, then you should watch this video next here. See you there.
It's the knuckles bite, I guess. Yeah, it's a good way. I don't know.
Okay, perfect.